All right, we're ready. Hi, hello, my friends. I'm Christian Aguilar, and I'm the proud owner of CA Painting. It's just a small business that I'm starting myself. My father works with me, and on this occasion, we're doing some kitchen cabinets. So I just wanted to share with you some simple steps and the best way to approach something like this, if the case is that you want to do it yourself, right? Or if you're looking to hire a contractor, you have to make sure that whoever is going to do the job is going to do the right thing. There's a lot of guys out there that they're trying to make a buck and just do it quick and just walk away. It's very sad to see that happen, because one thing I have learned and see through the years, I've been doing this for 12 years, is that people more often supposedly try taking a job, take the money up front, and they just walk, and then people ending up being screwed by other people, and they label us, all of us, to do the same. Okay, but I just hate to hear those cases. It's frustrating. Those so-called themselves painters, and they just ripping people off. Anyway, let's not get too sentimental about that. It's just frustrating, like I say. These cabinets are original. They have the original finish from factory, as you can see. It's kind of like a whitewash sort of finish. We took them all apart. The front faces are in the garage. My dad's taking care of those. I'm doing the cabinets themselves. I'm masking them off, degrease them, getting ready to the second step. Real quick, I want to show you this. The sensor primer is what we're gonna be using on this project. I just actually start priming the bathroom cabinets with HBOP with a compressor. I just acquired this at Home Depot. It was a kit of 2 guns and all the stuff you need for them for $70, which is a really good deal. Anyway, in this occasion we're using this. Normally I was using a water-based primer, interior, exterior, supposedly stain blocker. But more often I've been finding the case in every case, you know, every job is different. Every painting job is different, and every job requires different stuff. But I did find out the hard way that if you use a water-based stain blocker primer, it doesn't work that well. It doesn't actually help a whole lot, because a lot of the grease that it's on the surface bleeds through the primer and affects. If you paint it right after that, it'll bleed through the paint and it's gonna show you the big stain mark there. Okay, so that's why in this occasion we're using this. I have used this primer before for different projects. I was trying to avoid working with an oil-based primer like this. As you can see, it says right here, oil base, interior, exterior. See, the thing is, with oil base, you have to put up with all the fumes. You have to do a little bit of a more cleaning because it's a little more messier, but it's more effective, more efficient. So we just sprayed a couple of cabinets. I'm gonna show them right now to you. I bought a couple of gallons of this for the whole project. That's all it's gonna take. And my rep called the sensor company to check how much mineral spirits, because that's what they told us to use, you can use to thin it down a bit. And it's 5% of the amount of primer. So we have a gallon, 5% of a gallon is just a little bit over 4 ounces. So that's just a fact. We have to call the manufacturer of the primer just to make sure that we're doing everything the way we should. Oh, I almost forgot. And in this case, we're using Behr Interior Exterior Alkyd on a satin finish. We're gonna put 2 coats of this paint on everything. The color we're gonna do, it's a very dark color, as you can see right there. It's an espresso color. I will record a video after everything is done. Right now, you guys, I'm looking at the kitchen. Everything is bare right now. Just to give you an example, that paint is specifically designed to be used on cabinets, doors, baseboards, and trims. So here is one of the cabinets that I already primed. This is the guest bathroom on the hall. And it used to be the same finish as the kitchen. So I just put the white coat of oil-based primer, stain blocker. So hope that's gonna make my life easier. Keep my fingers crossed, okay? I'll show you the master. So we did the same thing. With those HPOPs, the amount of overspray is very minimum. We still cover all the floors and everything just to be safe. We're gonna be walking on them and we don't wanna make a bigger mess. So that's the cabinet right there itself. It used to be a whitewash. You can obviously see the difference now. You can see the difference of what I'm talking about. So I just sprayed this and it's already tacked. It's already drying. This, of course, oil-based, when they're thinned down, they tend to dry just a bit quicker. So I'm gonna let this dry for a few hours. Then I gotta come back, do some good filling around some areas. Probably do a slight second coat of primer to make sure that everything is well prepared before we put the top coat. And on the top coat, as I was saying, the Alkyd, it's a water-based product. Well, let me explain this to you. For all those who doesn't know what an Alkyd means, it's a waterborne material, right? And as the specification says, it's for metal, wood doors, trims, and cabinetry. So you can use it just in about only those areas. You cannot paint a wall with this. Given the circumstances that this stuff, it dries very different than basic paints. So it's a hard finish and it has less odor than an oil-based paint. It does have a smell, and it does smell like an oil base, but you can clean your equipment, brushes or rollers, depending what you're using, with soapy water, warm soapy water. So that'll clean them. You don't really have to worry about using mineral spirits or anything, just soapy water. That's all you need, warm soapy water. However, because this is an Alkyd and is a waterborne, it does has oil, it does has water. That's what it takes double the time on the drying time, which normally it's a half an hour dry to touch to 2 hours to recoat. This is double the time. This is from 2 to 4 hours just to dry to touch. 4 to 8 hours to recoat. So you cannot mess with that because you will be jeopardizing the final finish. So it does put you back one step behind. However, by using this primer, it gives you a step forward, probably a little more, because you have to make sure that you degrease all the surfaces and scuff sand everything. And this primer right here is going to bond to anything. Sometimes you can even get away without sanding it, which I still do a little bit of a sanding just to make sure that it's going to hold, it's gonna get a nice grip, right? So I just wanted to show you guys just a little bit of what we do when we do the cabinets. So if it's something you wanted to do yourself, it could be easily done. You just have to be very patient. However, that being said, you have to follow the procedure. You have to actually take the time and effort, put the effort and the time on the project so you can achieve a nice finish. Normally we have been painting the cabinets white. In this case, because the granite, the color of the house itself and everything, we're gonna paint them espresso. That's why we're gonna use the dark color that I just showed you. So, like I say, preparation is key to success in every paint job. You cannot cut corners whatsoever, because you're gonna end it up screwing everything up, and you don't want that. Of course, I know you guys don't want that to happen, but you have to make sure you do everything right. Otherwise, you're not gonna achieve what you want to achieve. So take it from me, I have learned the hard way in few projects myself, because I have been stubborn and I'm just trying to, I can do it my way. Yes, I don't typically play by the rules. I try to do everything, do it my way, but sometimes I do have to listen. So this is the product you can use, the Alkyd. It's fairly a little cheaper than a lot of Alkyds out there. The Benjamin Moore is about $55 a gallon here in Phoenix. I got this for $30. So it works good, it covers good. If you let it cure the way it should be curing, it's going to dry just hard, and it won't peel. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't damage the paint if you hit it. It's scuff resistance, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be bulletproof, okay? So just keep that in mind. And I just wanted to share this with you guys on this occasion. I will be recording another video once everything is when everything's prime, and once we put the top coat on, which is going to be within the next day or so. That's what we're working on. We just started this project. There is stuff out there that it can make things a little easier and quicker. They're a little more pricier. Given the circumstances, depending on the budget you're working on, you have to find what's best, all right? You don't want to use a basic semi-gloss on kitchen cabinets because it's going to stay tacky, and you don't want that to happen, believe me. You want a hard finish. It's going to be a little more pricier, but it's going to be well worth it because it's going to work. Usually I use Aristo Shield from Don Edwards. Another product that I like a lot, it's called Solo from Sherwin-Williams. They want you to buy the best stuff they have. You don't have to. You can buy Solo semi-gloss and it's going to work just fine because it's a hard finish. So you can get away with that one. It's about $25 a gallon as well. Well, this one is 30 because it's a satin, and the semi-gloss is $32 a gallon, which is pretty close to the price from Don Edwards, the Aristo Shield. The Aristo Shield, it's a urethane paint, kind of sort of thing. It's like a waterborne as well. It's not an alkyd, but it works pretty close as an oil base. So it works good, it dries good. This and that product is the product that I probably recommend you the most. But if you're working on a budget and you cannot use a high-end product, you can just use the Solo semi-gloss, which is okay to use. There's another one that is pretty similar as Solo, but it's I think it's called Dry Fast, something like that. I don't remember. It comes in an orange label, quart and gallons. It dries within 30 minutes, water-based, and it's designed for cabinets as well. You might want to look it up. That probably save you a little bit of a time if you're not in a rush to get things done. Typically, I like to take my time so I can achieve a better finish and better product at the end, keep the customers happy. So this is your friend Christian Aguilar from CA Painting here in Phoenix, Arizona. Just giving you a little tips and advices of how to get things done as far as if you want to do a kitchen cabinet job yourself. Right? Now, if you're a contractor that you have never done it and you've been kind of wondering what it takes to get it done, how difficult it is or everything, it really isn't that difficult. I'm going to tell you why. It's time consuming, it is. But just think you painting a cabinet just like you paint a door, right? Well, I got to repaint these doors. So you got to make sure that you just put enough material on the surface so you don't have a run or need drips or anything. However, we don't use the normal regular tips that you can use on a spray rig. We do use a normal spray rig for this because we're using waterborne material. We use the green tip that it's called Fine Finish from Graco. Remember that. Keep that in mind always. If you're using an airless, doesn't matter which one, you get your Blue Guard, you get your green tip at 311 or 211 Fine Finish. You can get those on Don Edwards. You can get those on Sherwin-Williams. Home Depot doesn't sell those. They only have the black ones, which are the regular ones. Or you can go to the shops where they fix spray rigs and everything, and they'll have that kind of stuff. Filters for the gun, tips, and all of that kind of stuff. But if you're just making a quick stop in a paint store, you'll find them on the paint store, except Home Depot. Remember, a fine finish tip is going to give you a very similar finish that you're gonna acquire from an HVOP. Now, the only reason I acquired this is so I can work with this material, oil-based primer. It makes it very difficult to use it in an airless. It's going to take you more time to clean it and a lot of more mineral spirits, and it's gonna ruin your packages. So that's it for today, my friends. I wish you all good luck if you guys are willing to take in a project like this. Average time for a project like this is 5 days to a week, to a full week, which is 7 days, depending on if you stay at it. I'm doing all the cabinets in the entire house, not just the kitchen ones. Usually for a kitchen, it takes 3 to 4 days to get it done. You have to take all the hardware and all the doors off, degrease it, sand it, mask everything off, protect all the areas from overspray and everything. So you have to be very thorough. You can brush and roll. You're not gonna get the same finish. It's still gonna look good. It's still gonna look okay. But I just much rather do it with the sprayer. It gives more professional finish, and the outcome is much, much, much nicer. All right? So once again, your friend Christian Aguilar from CA Painting. Wish you luck in any cabinet job you guys working on. And take the advice. I mean, sometimes we're stubborn. We don't want to take the advices from other people. But believe me, I've been through that path, and it ended up well when I try to do things like you have to ask for help for people. You know, you don't be afraid. There might be a few assholes out there that they're not gonna try to tell you or want to tell you or teach you anything. But if you look deep on internet or asking around with people, you'll find someone that is going to be willing to give you an advice or directions on how to take in something like this. All right? So have a good day. God bless you guys. And remember, patience. That's the number one thing you have to always have when you're a painter.